Hi guys, I got a quick video here on some different hubs. Right now I'm just going through a bike switch over to a 29er downhill bike, the Session 9.9 coming, and I have an old 26 9.9, actually two of them that I'm selling, and I also have my Santa Cruz Nomad, so I just thought I'd do a little comparison of the hub sounds of all these different wheels that I have here. So furthest over there, first one I have is the AtomLab DHR hub. I'll get a close-up of it later on 29er carbon light bicycle wheels. So some facts about the AtomLab DHR. It's got 204 poles of engagement, so very few degrees between, and it weighs 352 grams. And the best thing about it for downhill bikes is it's 7-speed specific, so the hub flanges are really wide, so it gives you a really strong wheel. Next up beside it is the Profile hub, the Profile Elite hub. It also has 204 points of engagement, and it weighs in at 352 grams, so about 20 grams heavier than the DHR, the AtomLab hub. It's a regular, I think it's the 148 spacing, and it's set up with a 10-speed cassette on it. It sounds quite similar, you're going to notice, to the AtomLab hub. Next up beside that, we have some NV wheels. These are my old wheels from my Session 9.9, and they're on the Chris King, I think they're called the ISO hubs. I may have to double check that. And their points of engagement are 72 points of engagement, so fairly good, and it's weighs in at 336 grams, so for downhill that's plenty. Chris King's one of the best hubs on the market. And then last but not least, back here, these are my old wheels. Let's see if we can get a good shot of them here. These are the DT Swiss FRs. These are the stock wheels for my bike and FR600s, and they have the 240S hubs. Now they're super nice hubs. They're super light. They weigh in at 275 grams. The only downside is the engagement. So these ones come stock with 18T ratchets. Now that's not very much. You can get a Star Ratchet upgrade kit, which is $100, but that really adds to the price. So, and they don't have very wide flanges, so that's why I haven't liked them as a downhill hub. But they are very reliable. So most hubs here, all these other hubs run on pawls, which are like little clips that come out and grab inside the hub. This is a Star Ratchet system, and it's very different. It's almost like the opposite. It's got gears on the inside that that press up into the hub. You have to look it up online to understand. I'm not doing a very good job explaining it, but it's incredibly reliable. I've had this hub in the bike park now for 4 seasons. I've never serviced it. It's just now noticing I have to change the bearings that are worn out in it, but I've never had to do anything. I've never had any engagement issues with the hub, so super reliable hub. Next I'll get to this out. First up here we have the AtomLab DHR hub, a very difficult hub to find. I had to buy it actually from Taiwan to get it. As you notice, the spoke flanges are very wide, so it makes for a very strong wheel. Just looking at my finger running across, you can see the distance. It's quite large. It only has a custom 7-speed fitting free hub, so you can only get 7 speeds on there just because it's so wide. And this is how it sounds. Quite noisy with all those pawls in there. Next up here we got the Profile Elite hub, which is much narrower spacing. It's an enduro size spacing, so the 148. It's running full 10-tooth or 10 ring cog, and this is how it sounds. Again, my friends always said it sounds like a bunch of angry hornets running behind you. Next up here, we got my Chris King. I think, again, they're called the EXOs, whatever the standard downhill hub is. This is the 153 specification. It's one of my favorite sounding hubs. It's not too loud. But it does give a nice war. It's known to be one of the most reliable hubs on the market. I think it strikes a good balance between noise and precision. Not too loud, not too quiet, and it does have enough points of engagement, especially for downhill, no issues. Last but not least, we have the DT Swiss 240Ss, known to be one of the most reliable hubs. This hub has been on my bike since 2012, and I rode it all the way to 2016. 2017 was the only season I was on the Chris Kings, which I really enjoyed. These ones don't have much engagement, which is fine for downhill, but for an enduro or anything else, I'd recommend a much more higher engaging hub. As you can see, it's also the 153 spacing there, yet it has a lot of wasted space in there. So it doesn't make a strong wheel. For 26, I think it's fine, but for 27.5 or 29, or I'd want my hub flanges spaced out much wider to make a stronger wheel. Here you can notice I'm going to have to change the bearing. I'm going to be selling this wheel set, and if you hear that, it just barely wants to spin. The bearing in there is hoop, so I'm going to be having to service that quite soon. It has a pretty clicky hub. Nothing too loud, but a very reliable hub. Anyway, that's it for the review. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you really want to see a Hope Pro 4, my buddy has one. I can add it to the video as well. Just let me know if that would be an interest to you guys. Hey guys, so I just wanted to clarify a few things. How the star ratchet system works is it's a circular gear inside in that picture that you saw, and it kind of presses out against the hub, which is a very reliable system. The Chris King works on a similar system. I'll link a video below that kind of shows how the engagement's going. I kind of showed in my picture, but it wasn't super clear. The other two hubs, the AtomLab DHR and the Profile, both work on pawls. It seems to be a pretty reliable system, but the pawls can kind of get stuck sometimes, and so they don't click into place, which can be an issue, so they have to service them. The biggest issue I find in hubs is bearings, so if bearings wear out. I was also looking at getting the LG1R wheels with their unique wide flange hubs with a dedicated 7-speed. And what I liked about that is the smallest tooth with a 9-tooth, and normally can only get 11-tooth on a standard free hub. And the special SRAM ones you can get on, like they're a solid unibody, you can get on a 10-tooth cog. So that was another possible option, but like the mini block is just ridiculous expensive. It's not worth it. I can just get a dedicated hub that's for 7-speed and save that weight and have the wide flanges, which is much more beneficial. Yeah, so the only reason I didn't go with the E13 hubs is that the LG1Rs is that a lot of mechanics and whistlers have saying there's a lot of reliability issues with them, and you need special tools to service them. So guys at the shops are saying stay away from those hubs. It's just not worth it for parts, and you're going to be hooped for a while trying to get parts coming in because they're not locally stocked in Whistler. So anyway, I hope you liked the review, and if you want to see any other reviews of hubs, let me know in the comments below. Thanks.